Welcome to the Global Speaker Advantage, the #1 podcast where your voice goes beyond borders. Hosted by Oliver Nshom, international speaker and coach, this show is for speakers ready to grow influence, land paid gigs, and make a global impact. Tune in every Tuesday and Friday weekly for insights, interviews, and strategies to help you thrive on the world stage. Let's go global.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. Of course, we are excited to host you tonight. It's another great edition of our podcast. And of course, this is the second episode for the year 2026. And I have with me here an outstanding, remarkable, impeccable speaker, coach, and a thought leader in the speaking industry in the United States of America. And friend, it's definitely going to be an exciting time with this conversation with you. Our guest for today, and of course, one of our earliest guests for 2026 for today is not any other person but the one and only Orly Amor. Hey, Orly, welcome.
Thank you, Oliver. And only the one and only that also has a name that starts with the letter O.
Wonderful. So, Orly Amor, we are talking about how to be able to speak to make millions. The part no one tells you. You've been in the speaking industry way ahead of me. Like, you've done this thing for 25 years. I've done it for 16 years. So you are my senior colleague. And I wanted to tell our audience where the speaking industry has been, where it is now, and where it's going, moving forward to the future, and how each person can begin to position themselves, right now to be able to contribute to the bigger part of the cake and get their own share of the cake, please.
Wow, that's a loaded question. So let me start by saying that I think there's some feedback. Give me a second. Making sure.
To our viewers, wherever you're watching from around the world, Europe, Asia, Africa, United States, let us know which part of the world you're watching this from. And I want to say that I just watched the match between Cameroon and Morocco, and it is so painful to know that Morocco won Cameroon. I was not happy. So
Yeah.
for the match, kudos to you, and courage to those who lost the match. Okay, over to you, Oli.
Yes. So the first thing I think that we need to talk about is where this industry has been, right? Many people think that today you need to be on a big stage with a lot of people, and that's the only way that you will get paid. And what's good about today's world is that you don't have to. You don't have to be on big stages. You can make a lot of money and get paid to speak with small groups as well. So we need to get away from the image of, oh, I got to be on a big stage with 2,000 people in the crowd, and that will make me a lot of money, instead of thinking, okay, where can I just make impact? And even if it's a small group, can I get paid to make impact on a smaller scale, which is an amazing opportunity here. The other part that you said, it's very important to understand, is when the pandemic hit, everybody just got out of the woodworks and said, I want to be a speaker. I should be paid $10,000 to speak, right? And it's okay to feel that way, and it's okay to just get out there, which is actually very important to get out there. But we need to understand what really happened during the pandemic. See, I like to say that there are 64,000 events a day in America alone, Canada and the United States, that pay speakers. And by saying that is that during the pandemic, they just did not all disappear, right? So what really happened? What really happened is that we're going to separate it into 3 groups. The first one is the ones that just said, you know what? We don't know where this is going. We're going to cancel our event. We're going to regroup. We're going to relook at what's going on, and we're going to restart. Then you have the second group. They were big enough, strong enough, and had all the infrastructure to take it online. So what they did is just they flip a switch, and then they sent an email to all the speakers and all the attendees. Hey, we're making this online. So wouldn't you have liked to buy stocks in Zoom when this whole thing happened, right? In December of 2019, everybody should have bought stocks in Zoom because it went viral very quickly and everybody started zooming, right? And I was one of the ones that was a part of some of the events where I got paid, and now they canceled. They didn't cancel. They just made it switched to online. And then you have the third group, which is the most important group. It's the one where they didn't cancel, they just postponed the event with the contingency that if this pandemic goes on, they will be equipped to take it online. What happened to them was the worst thing ever. Speakers were canceling on them. So when my clients were calling me, hey, what do I do now? I would say, just keep going, keep going. And what really happened is that some of my clients and myself included were getting hired to multiple events at the same time. What the pandemic did for our speaking industry is propel it into the future by 13 years. And now when people understand the industry can say, then I need to keep going. Yes, get out there and just keep going.
Oh, I love that. And this is very exciting, Orly Amor. Now, to somebody who has joined us already, and for those who will be joining us moving forward, and even those who will be watching this podcast after today, what are the two key things that you will expect each and every one of them to go away with after this our conversation? What do you expect everybody to learn in this conversation tonight?
Well, first is that 2026 is going to be amazing of opportunities that you need to get out there and you need to produce yourself to others. Here's the thing. I get a lot of this where people come and talk to me one-on-one and they say, well, I never heard of you. And I say, well, I never heard of you either. That makes two of us. So stop dropping names. There is no need for that. There's room for everyone. Oliver is doing his best. I do my best for my clients. Everybody should just stay in their lane. Stop looking sideways. Stop wasting time. Stop thinking that you're all that in a bag of chips. I wrote the book on it. Public speakers, you're not all that. 12 reasons why event planners won't hire you. Stop thinking you're all that. As you are in your business, you need to also understand that you need to continuously grow as a speaker. Even I am still growing as a speaker, and I've been speaking for 28 years full time. I've always been paid to speak, but I never stopped learning, Oliver. And I think that that's where you and I meet, meeting of the minds is so important here, is that we even realize that we can work with each other, that we can help each other, that we can produce more things for our communities. Because guys, there's 8 billion people on this planet and everybody still needs us. That's exciting.
Yeah, that's exciting. It's going to be a very exciting conversation. To somebody listening this from who just started, maybe who just launched their speaking career the past 6 months or 1 year or 2 years, what are the 3 things they have to start doing right now in order to start getting opportunity to speak and to deliver keynote speeches?
It's a great question because, there's no lack of opportunities. This is up to 2025. It was $132 or $34 billion industry. And it grew to 2026 now. It's 185.9 billion industry in the world. Stop thinking of shortages. Stop thinking of lack. There's an abundant amount of speaking opportunities and money for all of us. See, I never feel any competition. I never feel any kind of lack or shortage because there is so much of everything. So the 3 things everybody should start doing right now, it's a numbers game. Start contacting events and go to events. Go volunteer at events. Make yourself known. Start working with every single person out there. And I'm going to say this in a loving way. Stop speaking for free. You are killing the industry. Oliver, I like to say that I have no filter between my brain and my mouth, because I'm so straightforward. And when people say to me, well, I just want to speak for free so I can get exposure, I'm going to say this to you straight and narrow. Go outside. The sun is going to give you plenty of exposure. You don't need exposure. You need a plan. You need to be getting out there. You need a plan of live events and you need a plan of virtual events. And by the way, I get paid for both.
Whoa, I love that. Only I came across a very staggering statistics this afternoon, and it was indicated that as of 2025, the content creation industry was worth over 191 billion US dollars. And as of 2030, 4 years from now, is going to quadruple to 525 US dollars globally. And right now, as we talk, we have over 200 million content creators around the world. Guess what? Over 52% of them are already making money from content. YouTubers, speakers, TikTok and Facebook and Instagram. What do you have to say on the importance of content creation for speakers, even to start earning from the YouTube content before they start earning from the stages, please? What's the feature?
Well, the first thing I'm going to say is that humans will still need humans, right? We still need each other. We still need to connect to each other. So the human connection still needs to be there. The content creation, unfortunately and fortunately. So the fortunate part is that, yes, you can still make money with it. You can still get into the bandwagon of making content. But the more you're going to spend time making content and not getting out there and speaking, you're going to lose on both waves. You're not going to win on both waves because you cannot be one and the other without having a plan. It's always about the planification of it. So you can do an hour a day of content creation and an hour a day of making yourself known in the business of public speaking. Get out there, right? What are you doing with the rest of your days? Right? Are you coaching? Are you cleaning houses? Are you having a job? So you got to know what you're doing on a regular basis. See, I guarantee people will make 150K their first year in public speaking by doing it 1 hour a day, 5 days a week. But 98% of speakers are still making less than $70,000 a year, which is poverty level in the United States. So what do we need to do to change the narrative about content creation versus speaking is to do both, number one, but to have a plan, not just to do it. People just are putting content out there, but they have no plan for the content. So the content that is not irrelevant will probably fall off the planet. How much content creations has been that is not being used at all? Because it's not being marketed, because it's not being translated, because it's not being promoted. And that's not nor here or there, where we can talk about this all day long.
That's exciting. And this is very interesting. A lot of speakers get. I remember there's a very good speaker from Africa, South Africa, Bosi Temokwayo. He got a YouTube video, just a short video, and because of that video he posted, he got to speak in Dallas, Texas, the last 2 years, and people just watched the video and they said, "I will need this guy to speak in my event. I will need this lady to speak in my event," and you're just really adding a lot of emphasis to that. Let's look at it. Only you've written a book on what is making you not to be hired by event organizers, and in this book you've interviewed tons and dozens and hundreds of keynote speakers and thought leaders in the speaking industry. What are the three things that you actually found in your book or in your discovery or in your research writing this book that actually stood out? Why event organizers don't hire some particular speakers, but they keep bringing back a particular speaker every year in and year out?
Yeah, that's really aggravating, right? Isn't that frustrating that you are not being hired as a speaker and they hire the same people, boring people every single year? Well, there's a saying that you're better off with the devil you know than the one you don't, right? And that's event planners are actually thinking that way. The first thing that they say is that speakers don't know what the heck they're doing. So what people are doing, and in the business side, and I'll tell you why, they don't know how much to charge, when to charge, how to scale. This is a business. And they don't know what to say when the event planner says, "Oh, we don't pay speakers." That's not even true. They don't want to pay you. And that's a harder pill to swallow. What do you say when they tell you that they have no money? because it's not true. And the other part of it is that they don't have their stuff together, right? I would rather even use a bad word to tell you that they don't know what they're doing because they don't have the right stuff together. I have many people come to me and say, oh, I have my bio. Yeah, but not in the way event planners want to see it. Oh, I have my speaker sheet. Yeah, but not the way event planners want to see it. By the way, Oliver, there is no such a thing as a one sheet. Did you know that? There's no one sheet. It's either a speaker sheet or a media sheet. There is no one sheet. But people are so freaking lazy, right? Sorry for my language, but people are lazy. So they created this thing called one sheet because a resume is a one sheet, right? And so I'm going to say this to you. For those of you who think that you have a book and you should be getting paid to speak, stop thinking that, because you don't need a book to get paid to speak. That's number one. You don't need a book. You don't need a podcast either, but it's fun to have and it's good to get yourself out there. But a book is a glorified business card. And then for those of you who are working on your website, you don't need a website to get paid as a speaker. You don't. And people say, really? I don't need a website? No, you don't. They need to know who you are before they even go look for you anywhere. So here's my little tip for you guys where they go. They are looking at your social proof. You want to know how is your social proof? Open your browser in Chrome and go to the right where it says Gmail and then it says images next to it. Click on images. And once you get the Google Images logo, in the bar, write your name. Type your name and then enter. Press enter. If you don't see 3 to 5 rows, the first 3-5 rows, all you, like being on podcasts, being out there, pictures of you, no headshots. The headshots don't count. That's why we take the first row out. But everything below that, if you don't have social proof, that is why you're not getting hired as a speaker. So maybe instead of putting all this content creation, you would get on podcasts, on summits, and start promoting yourself and making sure that the host is promoting you too. That will build up your social proof. That's where they go. One of my clients just texted me today, actually, Oliver, so it's an easy thing to say, is he said, oh, an event planner contacted me and I don't know what to do. They want to see my stuff and I don't have a website. I'm like, good. Do you have a LinkedIn profile? And he's like, yeah. I said, send them to your LinkedIn profile because that's easier for them to look at you. And it doesn't matter if you have 3,000 or 100 following you. Don't worry about that. This is about having presence. I have influencers that I could tell you call themselves influencers, and you go to their LinkedIn profile and there's no banner. It's that green thing that, it's generic from LinkedIn. Well, you can't be an influencer and not have a good banner. So there's things that we can do to get out there without spending money, without being crazy busy creating other stuff that we don't need. So the one sheet does not exist. So that's how you know when people are old school mentality or they don't know what they're doing. So when event planners say, oh, do you have it? Event planner will never say to you, do you have a one sheet? Ever.
Oh, this is interesting. Yeah, my wife just said great. Oh, she's watching.
Oh, hello. Nice to meet you.
So this is very interesting, Oli. So tell me, Oli, what are the other ways? It's exciting that our names start with the same letter. It's so cool, right?
Yes.
So what are the other ways apart from speaking on the stage that speakers can make money? Even starting from Africa, we have a bunch of speakers we're working with from Africa, in the United States, in Asia. Apart from going to the stages, dealing with the keynote, getting the checks, what are other ways or like income generating activities that speakers should actually work on so that they should not just focus on the keynote that they are doing out there, but they actually have other income generating streams from your experience speaking for 28 years?
28 years full time. Yes. Okay. So there's a couple of things here that are very important. People think that speaking on Zoom or online or a live stream like this, you don't get paid. You do. I just spoke in Italy. They paid me $10,000 to come on Zoom. And so people say, oh, because you're on Zoom, don't they pay you less? I'm like, well, am I giving less value? No. Therefore, my fee is the same, right? So your fees are the same. But if you knew how much to charge, where to start, how to scale, that will be your only downfall, is that you don't know how much to charge. You don't know how to deal with the event planners on the scaling side of things. But you can charge for speaking on Zoom. Just make sure you do. Number one. Number two is go out as much as possible. And you know what, Oliver, I will give you my latest amazing book. It's digital, so you can give it as a gift to your people, because there is at least 50 ways you can monetize your speaking right now in your own backyard. But you don't know that that is there. And so I will give you that. And some things can work for all over the world. And some things, maybe you can think of other modalities in your own backyard, but some events are in your backyard. And here's the one that blows my mind that people don't use. And when they start using it, it's crazy what happens. You know what? My own mother, did not know what I do for a living until 2019. He never knew, right? She knew I was a speaker, but she doesn't understand the speaking industry. She doesn't know what speaking is. So she's like, speaking, what are you speaking about, right? So I brought her on my speaker cruise, and then she saw me speak. And there was one guy that was, the host. He was our MC. And he said to her, well, what did you think about the event? And she said, well, I never knew what my daughter did. And I'm very proud of her. Listen, I have an MBA and a law degree, and I never heard my mother said, I'm proud of you, right? So that was big. So what I'm going to say to you guys, and the reason I talked about it, Oliver, is that our own family, our own friends don't know what we do. We got to show them what we do. So create a webinar and invite everyone you ever met, your neighbors, your colleagues from work, your friends from high school. I don't care. Invite everyone to it so that they see what you're doing and can refer you. So one of my clients, who was all down and out, who wasn't making the money, after a month, she said, well, it's not happening. It's not going. And I said, okay, did you reach out to your immediate friends, people, colleagues, anywhere? Within a month, she made $31,000 in speaking fees. We are looking too far away from our own backyard. And we want people to just come knock on our door because we are who we are. Well, there's two reasons why people come into this industry: to feed their pocket or feed their ego. I'm here to feed your pocket, not your ego. Okay, I could care less about your ego. Make sense? You have value in your experience. And for all of you listening, I don't care how old you are, where you've been, and what you've done. Until this second, you've paid for it. You've paid for it with time, money, education, blood, sweat, tears, aggravations, ups and downs. Heck, Oliver moved all the way from Cameroon to the United States. Are you serious? Like, he's been there, done that, been working it like crazy. And I love about him is that he has no fear. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord, right? Like, so good. But he paid the price. Shouldn't he get paid to speak? Shouldn't you? For everything that you've learned until this minute, you've paid for it, whether you like it or not. And therefore, you do need to get paid to speak.
I love that. This is so beautiful. Thank you so much, Orly.
Thank you, Kevin.
Yeah. So what are your last words to the people watching
I
us?
need to get to my last words. Okay. Well, one of the things that I will say is, keep open-minded and keep positive-minded, not because of positivity, but because of the heart has to generate some energy for you. It's your passion that's going to sell you. That's number one. Number two, you have a message, somebody's willing to pay for it. That's my tagline. That if you have a message, somebody is willing to pay for it. It's a numbers game in this industry. So don't get discouraged. It's just a numbers game. If you think of Shark Tank, or if you think of those kind of shows, it's a numbers game. They know their numbers. Do you? And this is the business. As much as it is for stroking our ego when we're on stage and everybody loves us and all of that good stuff, in order to get there, We need to do the small steps, 1 inch at a time. Like, we really need to make sure that our foundation is solid, that nobody can knock us down. That's my last word.
Thank you so much, Oli. Amo, that was so powerful. What a podcast. What a conversation. And you wouldn't believe that the wife of my mentor and dear mother to me, Dr. Claudia Gafferson, is watching this podcast from Florida. Can you imagine a
Hey,
high mom?
Claudia. Cool.
So Kevin is watching from the southern part of America, Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia. And then
Cool.
we have Schneider is watching from Cameroon. Laura is watching from Cameroon.
Beautiful.
Wonderful.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much, guys, for watching.
Afolabi is watching from Linton, Nigeria. All right, guys. Thank you so much. It was such a brave and interesting podcast. I'm excited. I hope to have you again in the Global Speakers Advantage podcast, maybe for a physical podcast conversation, which is going to be
Absolutely.
longer and deeper than this kind of 30 minutes we just had today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
So,
going to play together in 2026.
yeah. So I'm looking forward to see you in Florida next
Okay.
week. And
Next week? All
yeah,
right.
until we meet again, remain blessed and God bless you.
God bless you all.
Awesome. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching. Let us know which part of the world you're watching us from. And congratulations to the indomitable Lions of Cameroon for playing and dribbling everybody. It was a wonderful victory for us. We did the playing and we controlled the game. Somehow Morocco won us, but we did our best. That's what we can do. We continue doing here. And that's it, guys. Courage to all the Lions. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And that is how we saw it for today at the Global Speakers Advantage podcast. Until we meet again next week, God bless you and bye bye.